I think most people who pursue fame are attention seekers to some degree. I think most famous people, if you're even going to try to go for fame as a career, I think you got a little bit of egomaniacal nature inside of you, and you want the spotlight on you. And whether you're a singer, a rapper, an actor, a politician, whatever it may be, ideally, what makes people want to listen to you and pay attention to you is talent. But unfortunately for some of us, some of us don't have talent. So instead, they have to resort to tomfoolery, bigotry, racism, and even the mockery of child SA, for shock value, because there's nothing else they can do to garner the attention that they so desperately crave. And that's where we get folks like Andrew Schulz. This is a man who looks suspiciously like a Hitler Youth, who's desperate for attention and found a grift and a pack of fraudulent hyenas and coons to enable him. Look at them pretend like he's funny.
Talk about another album called Damn. Sit down. Reincarnated. Ask I penetrated. Listen, but in all seriousness.
Imagine having to pretend someone is funny for a paycheck. But let's back up a little bit. Let's back up, because how did this creature even come onto my radar? I've seen him around, like on social media, like little clips of him talking on his podcast, either with Charlemagne or with the other gaggle of sycophants that he has sitting on his little musty couch. And usually he's talking about stuff that he doesn't really know anything about, and he's too incurious to look into. He is just a yapper. He's a professional yapper. More recently, a few months ago, two British black men from the podcast Shits and Gigs, or whatever it's called, they sat on his couch and they laughed along with him about, how much trouble it is to date a black woman.
Wait, what is the black girlfriend effect?
This is you don't know about this.
Glow up the other culture.
Yeah, so you'll see a guy who's had a black girlfriend, all of a sudden he's got buzz cut, clean shape up.
Glows up, bro.
Yeah, I like that.
I like that.
They shave their hair because they start losing it. Because they're so stressed being around this black girl complaining about shit all the fucking time. That's why they gotta shave their hair.
Nah, bro. White guys with black girlfriends, they
grow a beard because there's more cushion when they get slapped the fuck out of.
That's hilarious.
And most recently, he hit my radar again while I was listening to Kendrick Lamar's new album, GNX. The opening track is called Whacked Out Murals, and in that track, Kendrick has a line about those who enable white racist comedians. Now, mind you, I did not immediately know who Kendrick was even talking about until I saw people talking about it on Twitter. I genuinely, truthfully had no idea that this man was a comedian. I had no clue. I've only seen a few clips of his podcast, but he never seemed to have the level of intelligence, social awareness, or wit to indicate that he was supposed to be funny. I genuinely just thought he was just... I didn't know what he was, to be honest. I didn't think about it. He never made me laugh. I never saw him make any jokes, so I just didn't know he was supposed to be a comedian. Now, although Kendrick didn't say a name and was actually addressing the folks who enable people like Andy decided that he was going to be the hit dog that hollers, and he wanted to respond, but not respond as a comedian, but as a rage baiter, the lowest of internet commentators, the kind of troll that is so devoid of any interesting thought and so depleted by brain rot that they resort to just spewing whatever hateful insults they can to get attention, because remember, this man has no talent. And in an effort to invalidate Kendrick's defense of black women, Drew and his minions list off a series of items that either have nothing to do with Kendrick or are only tangentially related to Kendrick.
Are you saying that he's done songs with other men who have potentially put hands on black women?
Not potentially, confirmed.
Wait a minute, convicted?
Yeah, I don't know what you call Chris Brown, but yeah, whatever that is.
Not Brazy!
They reference Kendrick's working relationship with Dr. Dre and Chris Brown, which I can admit is a valid criticism of Kendrick Lamar. However, I feel like some people use it as a crutch because they can't find anything on Kendrick himself. So they try to attribute the misdeeds and crimes of other people, and then they try to stick it on him because there's just no viable accusations or creepy photos or video of him. So they've got to like use people he's worked with in the past to make him look bad. And on top of that, I also feel like even imperfect people can be critical of other people. To me, bringing up Dr. Dre is a distraction because whether Kendrick has worked with Dr. Dre in the past or not, you're still wrong for what you said about black women. Like, that doesn't change the fact that he was right to come at you for that. So they resort to misquoting him.
Are you saying that Kendrick Lamar put it on wax that he is protecting black women from white comedians' jokes, but not the kidnapping, molestation, and rape
Oh, yeah.
of R. Kelly? And actually, in reality, he would take his own music off Spotify to protect R. Kelly?
No, that was not Kendrick who said that. That was Top Dog, who was upset with streaming services who are looking to remove black artists with weird cases instead of all artists with weird cases from their platform.
Be more like us, and bitches ain't nothing but hoes and tricks. I beat my bitch with a stick. What? You can lick on the nuts or suck the dick. I beat my bitch with a stick. What?
Did you just think of that?
That's a real lyric.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's a real lyric from music that protects women.
So here he brings up rap lyrics that he thinks are misogynistic, but these are not Kendrick Lamar rap lyrics. These are lyrics from other artists. I'm not even really sure who he's quoting, but it sounds like he's combining lyrics from Dr. Dre with lyrics from Raw Digga. And then Raw Digga was quoting another artist, a house artist named Johnny Dangerous. So he basically is referencing lyrics from 3 other people, one of which is not even a hip hop artist, in order to show that Kendrick is misogynistic. What? Huh? And it's just so stupid because, again, it ignores the long history of conscious rap that has existed since the beginning of rap. And it's like he's trying to make Kendrick a grape apologist when Kendrick has many songs that support women, many performances where he is in support of women's rights. He has a whole song on Damn called Lust, where the hook is just him being horny as hell, but still asking for consent. So, of course, Anthony Schulz had to dig into another rapper's, 3 other artists' catalog in order to find something that would make Kendrick look bad.
Let's see the exact line, okay? Don't let no white comedian talk about no black woman. That's law. Now, technically speaking, if we're going off of grammatic English,
Okay.
he's saying, I can talk about black women, and that's law.
Don't let no white comedian talk about no black
So
women.
he's basically saying all white comedians
Are only allowed to
talk about black women.
exclusively.
That's what I'm talking about.
We're back.
That's what I'm talking about.
He tries and fails to break down Ebonics or African American vernacular English, whatever you want to call it. He tries to break it down into standard English, but he fails because he's too stupid to understand that English comes in many, many different dialects with their own grammar rules and syntax. And because he doesn't know this, he thinks he has to wiggle his way out of his BS by translating this from African American vernacular English to standard English. And worst of all, he describes a scenario in which he and Kendrick Lamar are in a cell together. He places Kendrick on his lap, feeds him a bottle, and rapes him. Or as he so delicately puts it, he makes love to him against his will. Bitch, that's grape. Say it with your bird chest. Say what you're saying. You are referring to assault.
I would make love to him. There's nothing he could do about it. Just Kendrick Lamar, I would make love to him, and the only thing that he could do is decide if it's consensual or not. That's the only thing he could do.
Y'all, I'm sorry, but I just have to stop the video real quick because this little nigga, the little Asian nigga, don't he sound just like Salacious Crumb from Star Wars?
That's the only thing he could do.
Why does he sound just like him? Okay, back to the clip.
It's me and Kendrick. If it's me and Kendrick, no, this is about physics. It's about physics. I don't even know if I'll get hard. But if we're in a cell, there's a chance that if we're in a cell and we're bored and we done tattooing each other, whatever you do in the cell, and we ran out of board games and we did all the other things, we cleaned everything, and I'm like, man, I might as well fuck you. There's nothing he could physically do to stop that besides put his legs in the air and choose a position. Maybe I'll let him choose a position. But I know with Kendrick that he's talking a lot of shit, but if it came down to it, I could put him on my lap, I could feed him a bottle, I could put him on my lap, I could feed him a bottle, and make love to him if I wanted to, and there's nothing he could do about it. I might not be a hard dick, might just slap soft against his butt.
But this is MLK's dream, right?
Yes, for real.
Black people
Listen,
come together.
so we need to figure this out. We need to figure, like, the only thing he could do is after I was finished, like, write some words that rhyme together about it.
Now, many commentators have rightfully discussed how reminiscent this is of buck breaking. And Kendrick himself, interestingly enough, has talked about this on his song Mother I Sober, on Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. But I want to talk about the PDF-esque elements to this insult, because why the hell do you want to dress Kendrick up like a baby and put him in your lap? Why did your sick mind jump from grape to treating Kendrick like a baby? And let's expand upon that, because why did Drake make up a scenario where Kendrick was abused as a child and put it in a song? Why did DJ Academics make light of child essay and continue this weird fantasy, this weird narrative that isn't real, that Kendrick was essayed as a child?
Yo, imagine telling your lawyer, yo, I'm so fucked up over my cousin finger fucking me when I was 8. Bruh, chill out, man. Don't be so hard on yourself. He was hard on me. Oh my God. And here's the funny thing, you weird ass Kendrick fans. I was like, oh my God, how could I talk like this? Nigga, fuck y'all niggas. This is why I'm independent right now, nigga. I tell all y'all niggas to suck a dick. Nigga, I hope your ass got a finger too. Hey, yo, bro.
I just want us all to sit with the disgusting notion that we live in a society where relatively popular public figures and extremely popular rappers are mocking child essay and playing in our faces about it. Now, I'm not saying that any of these people are PDF files, but I can say that they seem to not give a damn about treating this topic seriously. And this is why Not Like Us is so brilliant, because it takes something that has been running rampant in not just Hollywood, but in our society altogether, and it makes it a celebration to mock the perpetrators of these crimes, lyrically beat the ass of anyone who dabbles in diddling. And I've seen some people say that Not Like Us is making fun of SA. No, it isn't. It's making fun of Drake. The whole song is mocking Drake. He even advises people to stay away from people like Drake. So, what do you mean? This is what punching up is. When you tackle these kind of issues in a seemingly lighthearted environment like a song or a comedy routine, it can work if you are punching up, if you're punching at the bad guy. If you're punching at the victim, like in this Anthony Schulz situation where he turns Kendrick into a victim and laughs about it, that's when it doesn't work. And in contrast, you have people like Drew Schulz, You are not funny. And dark humor can work. That humor that makes you uncomfortable, but you can't help but to burst out into laughter because the joke was so masterfully told that you just couldn't help but laugh. That exists. Dark humor can work, but it really only works if you're an incredibly talented comedian. If you are a Lenny Bruce or a George Carlin.
What do you think then? Well, we have never laughed at jokes about the poor.
He's appealing. I think he's appealing largely. I think his core audience are young white males who are threatened by these groups. I think a lot of these guys aren't sure of their manhood because that's a problem when you're going through adolescence. You know, am I really? Could I be? I hope I'm not one of them. And I think that's what is at the core of that experience that takes place in these arenas. Is a certain, a sharing of anger and rage at these targets.
Or a Richard Pryor, a Bernie Mac, a Cat Williams.
And rape is never funny, no matter who it happens to or what the circumstances are.
Dave Chappelle, most of the time, hits it out of the park when they do dark humor. And the difference is, these comedians are top tier storytellers. They're incredible with setting a scene, creating characters. They're amazing at building on a joke little by little until you get to the punchline that shocks you and appalls you and makes you laugh. Dark humor only really works well when the supposed victim isn't the butt of the joke. They're incredibly adept with language, rhythm, timing. Being a great comedian is actually similar to being a great rapper. The best rappers are funny. Kendrick Lamar is funny. He's far funnier than Anthony Schulz. And you know what? Kendrick was right. There are a lot of bitches in here.
Bitch with them and some bitch in them. That's a lot of bitch.
A lot of bitch. Because what are y'all doing? Is it really hard for y'all to say, nigga, you not funny? This is how Shane Gillis handled him.
Gonna be a lot to go through here.
Down syndrome dudes love TikTok.
Oh my God. Son, my guy's nice.
By the way,
that's wild.
These guys are awesome.
Yeah.
They're having fun.
Yeah.
For you guys to sit here and be like,
wait a minute,
let's bring it up and mock them. That's up, dude. That's a dude. By using them as an insult.
Using?
Yeah.
We're using you.
So you're insulting them by saying I look like them? Or you're insulting me by saying I look like them?
This is you back in your victim thing.
No, I'm not being a victim. I'm saying the jokes you're doing it's not like...
It's not PC?
That's not cool.
You know what's really great?
Triggering?
You're making fun of these guys, these Down syndrome dudes, putting out TikTok videos.
So what's wrong with y'all? Why can't y'all do that? Are y'all scared of him? Who is this man to you? He is ugly, unfunny, stupid, mean-spirited, racist, sexist, and he has given some indications that he has PDF fantasies about Kendrick Lamar. Why won't y'all help the man and tell him he is not it? Y'all are embarrassing him, and you're embarrassing yourselves, and you are making us all suffer because of it. Charlemagne, do you owe him money? Little Asian man, does he sign your checks? Black man at the end of the couch, does he rub your feet at night? What's going on? What is the attachment to this lame ass, ugly ass nigga? This man has created an echo chamber where nothing is bouncing off the walls but anti-humor and fake laughter. What an absolutely miserable experience this must be. And unfortunately, for the rest of us who value interesting, talented people, your negative aura is spilling out of your echo chamber and it's touching us. You are touching the rest of us with your slimy, acidic, funky, negative aura. We don't want your nasty ass energy upon us. You shouldn't have space here. You shouldn't have a voice here. You are only relevant because you make people mad. Comedians are supposed to bring joy. They're supposed to shed light on social commentary, social issues. But all Andrew Schulz does, all he knows how to do, is sit on his musty, dusty couch and say dumb, angry shit. He is an old man yelling at clouds. His purpose in life is to pay people to pretend that he has talent, while the rest of us learn to hate him. Go away. You do not like comedy. You do not like black people. You do not like women. You do not like children. You do not like yourself. You are an imposter. You have no place in comedy. You have no place in social commentary. You certainly have no place in hip-hop commentary. You have no place on anyone's timeline, in anyone's algorithm. Retire. Because we are tired. So those are my thoughts on Antoine Schulz. Let me know what you think. What's wrong with him? Is it just a crush, or is it something more sinister? And why does a little Asian dude act so similar to Salacious Crumb? What's going on there? And if you made it this far and you like this video, please subscribe. My goal is to get to 500 subscribers. And I think if everyone who liked the video does subscribe, I should get there pretty soon. So thanks again for watching. Look out for my next video. It's going to be a review of GNX. And that's it. Bye.